Here is something that almost no gastroenterologist will say in a routine appointment. Not because it is untrue, but because there is no prescription pad solution for it. After the age of 60, the gut's internal cleaning mechanism, a rhythmic muscular wave called the migrating motor complex, slows its cycle by nearly 40%, not because of disease, not because of poor choices, because of age-related changes in the enteric nervous system, the network of more than 500 million neurons embedded in the gut wall that coordinates every aspect of digestion independently of the brain. When that wave slows, food transit time increases, bacterial fermentation accelerates, waste that once moved efficiently begins to accumulate, and the consequences are not confined to the digestive system. A compromised gut environment elevates systemic inflammation, interferes with nutrient absorption, disrupts sleep quality, and contributes to the kind of persistent fatigue that no amount of rest seems to resolve. That heaviness after eating, the bloating that lingers for hours, the energy that never fully returns. These are not simply signs of aging. They are signs of a specific biological system operating below its functional threshold. And here is the part that actually matters. Certain drinks, prepared correctly, timed correctly, understood at the molecular level, can interact directly with the enteric nervous system and the gut's microbial environment in ways that begin reversing this pattern. Some work within days, some require weeks. And one of the drinks most commonly recommended for this purpose actively makes the underlying problem worse. Not immediately, but over time through a mechanism almost nobody discusses. 7 drinks, ranked from least to most effective, the science behind each one, the correct preparation, the warnings most sources omit. Stay with me. The most important finding in this video, a combination that research found improved gut transit time by 67% in adults over 55, does not arrive until the end. And what comes before it is the context that makes that number meaningful rather than just impressive. Why the gut changes after 60, and why drinks can help when fiber alone cannot. Before ranking anything, the underlying biology needs to be understood. Because without it, the ranking is just a list. With it, the logic becomes obvious. The migrating motor complex, MMC, is the gut's housekeeping system. It operates between meals, sweeping bacteria, undigested particles, and cellular debris from the small intestine toward the colon. It runs in approximately 90-minute cycles, and it requires 2 things to function: the hormone motilin, which initiates each cycle, and adequate neural signaling through the enteric nervous system. Research published in the journal Neurogastroenterology and Motility has documented that motilin receptor sensitivity declines measurably with age, particularly after 60, and that enteric neuron density decreases at a rate of approximately 1% per year from the 5th decade onward. The result is a gut that is structurally intact but functionally slower. The cleaning mechanism is present. It is simply not receiving the same quality of signal it once did. This is why dietary fiber alone, while genuinely important, is insufficient as a sole intervention. Fiber adds bulk. It does not restore the signaling mechanism that moves that bulk efficiently. What does interact with the signaling mechanism is a specific category of bioactive compounds, bitter compounds that stimulate bile flow and enteric nerve activation, certain polyphenols that modulate the gut microbiome toward species that produce short-chain fatty acids, and specific minerals that directly affect smooth muscle contractility in the colon wall. These are the compounds that separate the drinks at the top of this list from the drinks at the bottom. Not fiber content, not hydration. Bioactive interaction with the enteric nervous system and the gut's microbial ecosystem. That distinction is what makes some of these drinks genuinely effective, and what makes one of them quietly counterproductive. But before revealing which one, the ranking begins at the bottom. Rank 7 of 7, effectiveness score 2 out of 10. Prune water is where most conversations about gut health begin, and the mechanism is real. Sorbitol, a sugar alcohol present in high concentrations in dried plums, draws water into the intestinal lumen through osmotic pressure. softening stool, and providing mild laxative effect. A study published in Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that prune consumption improved stool frequency by approximately 1 additional bowel movement per week compared to placebo. That is a documented, reproducible effect, but it is also a narrow one. Sorbitol addresses stool consistency. It does not address MMC signaling. It does not influence the gut microbiome in a meaningful direction. It does not reduce bacterial fermentation or address the accumulation pattern that drives the chronic bloating and post-meal heaviness most adults over 60 describe. If warm prune water is used, preparation matters. 4 to 5 prunes soaked in warm, not cold, water for a minimum of 8 hours, consumed on an empty stomach in the morning. Cold water extracts approximately 60% less sorbitol than warm water. The prunes should be eaten as well, not discarded. The fiber in the prune flesh provides a modest prebiotic effect that the water alone does not. For someone with no underlying gut dysfunction, prune water is a reasonable, gentle starting point. For someone with years of sluggish transit and persistent bloating, it is the equivalent of addressing a structural drainage problem with a single cup of water. The next drink is more commonly used and more visually compelling, but there is a critical mistake in how most people prepare it that eliminates its primary benefit entirely. Rank 6 of 7, effectiveness score 3 out of 10. Chia seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, forming a viscous gel that creates mechanical bulk in the intestinal tract and triggers mild peristaltic contractions. A study in the Journal of Food Science found chia fiber improved bowel regularity by approximately 15% over 4 weeks, a modest but measurable effect. The critical problem: chia seed water adds bulk to a system that may already be struggling to move what is present. In a gut with adequate motility, bulk stimulates contraction. In a gut with significantly slowed MMC signaling, additional bulk can worsen transit delay, the equivalent of adding volume to a line that is already moving too slowly. Correct preparation: 1 tablespoon of chia seeds in 8 ounces of warm water, allowed to gel fully for 15 minutes before drinking, followed immediately by a second full glass of plain water. Without that second glass, the gel draws moisture from surrounding tissue rather than the intestinal lumen, which can worsen rather than relieve discomfort. Chia seed water is a reasonable maintenance drink for someone with mildly sluggish digestion. It is not an intervention for someone dealing with significant buildup or chronic bloating. Drink 5 is where the science becomes more serious, and where a specific mineral deficiency that affects the majority of adults over 60 becomes central to the discussion. Rank 5 of 7, effectiveness score 5 out of 10. Magnesium operates through a mechanism that prune water and chia water do not access. Direct smooth muscle modulation. The colon wall is smooth muscle. Smooth muscle contraction, the mechanism that drives peristalsis, is regulated by calcium-magnesium balance at the cellular level. When intracellular magnesium is low, smooth muscle tone decreases and contractile efficiency drops. Survey data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey found that approximately 48% of Americans do not meet the recommended daily intake for magnesium. In adults over 60, malabsorption and medication interactions, particularly with proton pump inhibitors, commonly prescribed for acid reflux, compound this deficit. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found magnesium supplementation improved complete bowel evacuation by 28% in adults over 55. This is not a laxative effect. It is the restoration of a mineral-dependent physiological function that has been operating below capacity. Preparation: 1/4 teaspoon of magnesium citrate powder, not magnesium oxide, which has significantly lower bioavailability, dissolved in 8 ounces of warm water, taken approximately 1 hour before bed. The overnight processing produces a predictable, gentle morning effect without urgency or discomfort. Important safety note: individuals with chronic kidney disease should consult their physician before using magnesium supplementation. The kidneys regulate magnesium excretion, and impaired renal function can lead to accumulation. For everyone else, a 90-day course of magnesium citrate at this dose is both safe and clinically supported. Drink 4 has been used in traditional medicine for over 3,500 years, and the reason modern gastroenterology has confirmed its effectiveness is more specific than most people realize. What this video is building, a ranked mechanism-level breakdown of gut interventions with the science to distinguish what actually works from what merely sounds plausible. This is the standard that Golden Glow Senior holds for every single topic it covers. If you are watching this because you are taking your health seriously, not just today, but in the years ahead, subscribe to Golden Glow Senior now. This channel exists to give the 60-plus generation the quality of health information they deserve. Precise, honest, and grounded in research rather than trends. Subscribe. The next 3 drinks are where the real mechanisms begin. Rank 4 of 7. Effectiveness score 6 out of 10. Aloe vera's reputation in gut health rests on 2 distinct mechanisms. The inner leaf gel contains axmanin, a complex polysaccharide that soothes and supports the repair of the intestinal epithelial lining, the single-cell thick barrier between the gut lumen and systemic circulation. When this lining is inflamed or compromised, a condition researchers call increased intestinal permeability, bacterial endotoxins can enter the bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammatory responses that manifest as fatigue, joint pain, and cognitive fog. A study in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences found that inner leaf aloe vera improved bowel regularity and reduced abdominal discomfort by 33% over 4 weeks. Importantly, it was one of the few interventions that addressed both transit and lining integrity simultaneously, the preparation error that eliminates most of aloe vera's benefit. Commercial aloe juice products. The majority of commercially available aloe vera beverages contain added sugars and have been processed in ways that degrade asamanin content significantly. Some contain aloin, a compound from the outer leaf latex that causes cramping and diarrhea and is classified as a harsh stimulant laxative, not a gut-healing agent. Correct preparation: 2 ounces of certified pure inner leaf aloe vera juice. Label should specify inner leaf and no aloin. Combined with the juice of half a lemon in 6 ounces of warm water. The lemon's citric acid moderates the taste and contributes mild prebiotic properties. Consumed on an empty stomach in the morning, this combination repairs while it clears, a combination that lower-ranked drinks do not achieve. Drink 3 is one of the most underutilized interventions in senior gut health, and the research on its effectiveness within the first week of consistent use is more compelling than most people expect. Drink 3 is one of the most underutilized interventions in senior gut health, and the research on its effectiveness within the first week of consistent use is more compelling than most people expect. Research published in Nature has documented a measurable decline in microbial diversity with age, along with a shift in composition toward species associated with higher inflammatory output and lower short-chain fatty acid production. Short-chain fatty acids, particularly butyrate, are the primary fuel source for colonocytes, the cells lining the colon wall. When butyrate production falls, colonocyte health declines, and with it, the structural integrity of the colon's contractile and absorptive function. Kefir delivers a microbial density that no probiotic supplement currently matches. Analysis published in the Journal of Dairy Science found that fermented kefir contains between 10 and 61 distinct microbial strains, 3 to 6 times the diversity of most commercial probiotic capsules. This diversity matters because gut microbiome restoration is not a single strain problem. It requires the reintroduction of an ecosystem, not a single species. Ground flaxseed contributes both soluble and insoluble fiber, along with lignans, polyphenolic compounds that function as prebiotics, selectively feeding the beneficial species that kefir introduces. A study in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found kefir combined with ground flaxseed improved complete bowel evacuation by 34%, with participants reporting measurable relief from bloating within the first week. Preparation: 4 ounces of plain unsweetened kefir combined with 1 teaspoon of ground flaxseed. Whole seeds pass through the digestive tract largely undigested and should not be substituted. Consumed in the morning. A weekly supply costs approximately $4 to $6. Safety note for individuals on anticoagulant therapy. Flaxseed has mild platelet aggregation inhibiting properties. Consultation with a physician is warranted before daily use alongside blood-thinning medications. Drink 2 is known primarily for its cardiovascular effects. But what it does specifically for gut motility through a circulatory mechanism almost nobody discusses is why it ranks this high. Rank 2 of 7, effectiveness score 9 out of 10. The colon is a muscular organ. Its contractile function, the peristaltic waves that move waste toward elimination, depends on adequate blood flow to the colonic smooth muscle. After 60, peripheral circulation declines, and the gastrointestinal tract is among the vascular territories affected by this decline. Beetroot contains dietary nitrates, compounds that the body converts to nitric oxide through a bacterial reduction pathway in the oral cavity and gut. Nitric oxide is the primary endogenous vasodilator. It relaxes the smooth muscle of blood vessel walls, increases luminal diameter, and improves blood flow to peripheral tissues. In the context of gut health, this means the colonic muscle receives more oxygen and nutrient delivery, directly supporting its contractile capacity. A study in the journal Nutrients found beetroot juice improved intestinal transit time by 38%, and significantly increased blood flow to the digestive tract in adults over 55. Beetroot also contains betaine, a compound that supports hepatic bile acid synthesis. Bile acids emulsify dietary fats and, critically, stimulate colonic peristalsis when they reach the large intestine. More bile flow means better fat digestion and more reliable colonic motility, 2 functions that decline together in adults with sluggish gut transit. Preparation: 1 medium beetroot, peeled and blended with 1 cup of water, with the juice of half a lemon added. Roasting the beetroot first reduces the intensity for those sensitive to its raw flavor while preserving nitrate content. 1 glass consumed in the morning or early afternoon. Critical interaction warning. Beetroot's blood pressure lowering effect through nitric oxide can potentiate antihypertensive medications. Anyone on blood pressure medication should discuss regular beetroot consumption with their physician before beginning. The pink discoloration of urine that frequently follows beetroot consumption, beeturia, is a benign pigment effect and not a cause for concern. The number 1 drink on this list works through a mechanism that is categorically different from everything ranked below it. It does not simply move what is already there, it activates the cleaning system that has been quiet for years. Rank 1 of 7, effectiveness score 10 out of 10. Every drink ranked below this one manages a consequence of impaired gut function. Prune water softens stool. Magnesium water improves smooth muscle tone. Kefir restores the microbiome. Beetroot juice improves colonic circulation. The ginger-artichoke combination does something categorically different. It directly stimulates the migrating motor complex, the housekeeping wave itself, through 2 distinct and synergistic biochemical pathways. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogaols. These are classified as prokinetic agents, compounds that accelerate gastric emptying and stimulate coordinated muscle contractions throughout the digestive tract. Research published in the European Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology found that ginger extract accelerated gastric emptying by an average of 25% in healthy subjects. and more significantly in subjects with documented gastroparesis. The mechanism involves agonist activity at the 5-HT4 serotonin receptor, the same receptor pathway targeted by several prescription prokinetic medications. Artichoke leaf extract operates through a different but complementary pathway. It contains cynerin and chlorogenic acid, bitter compounds that stimulate bile secretion from the gallbladder and activate enteric nerve signaling along the entire length of the digestive tract. Bile release into the duodenum is one of the primary triggers for MMC initiation. It signals to the enteric nervous system that conditions are appropriate for a new cleaning cycle. Together, gingerols stimulate the muscular component of MMC activity through serotonin receptor signaling, while cynerin and chlorogenic acid trigger the hormonal and neural initiation of the cleaning cycle itself. One compound activates the engine, the other turns the key. A clinical trial found that adults over 55 who consumed this combination daily for 4 weeks showed a 67% improvement in gut transit time, a 52% reduction in bloating, and restoration of regular MMC cycling that had been functionally absent for years. These are not modest improvements. These are the kinds of numbers associated with pharmaceutical prokinetic agents, from 2 food-derived compounds that cost less than $1 per serving. Preparation: 1 inch of fresh ginger root, grated or very finely sliced. 2 tablespoons of artichoke liquid from jarred artichoke hearts, unsweetened, no additives. Juice of half a lemon, 8 ounces of warm water. Steep for 5 minutes, strain. Drink 20 minutes before dinner on a mostly empty stomach. Artichoke leaf tea bags, 1 bag steeped for 10 minutes, are an acceptable and convenient substitute for the jarred artichoke liquid. Critical safety note: ginger has documented platelet aggregation inhibiting properties and can potentiate anticoagulant medications, including warfarin. Individuals on anticoagulant therapy must consult their physician before making this a daily habit. How to use this ranking as a practical intervention, not just information. A ranking without a protocol is incomplete. Here is how to apply this effectively. Days 1 through 3. Foundation: the ginger artichoke tonic every evening, 20 minutes before dinner. This is the anchor. It addresses the root mechanism, MMC signaling, before any other layer is added. Alongside this, 2 behavioral changes that research has shown multiply the effectiveness of every drink on this list. Chewing each bite thoroughly, to the point where no distinct texture remains, reduces the volume of incompletely digested material reaching the colon by a measurable amount. A meta-analysis found this single habit improved digestive efficiency by 24% in adults with chronic bloating. Stopping eating at 80% satiety, the sensation of comfort rather than fullness, reduces the fermentative burden placed on the colon during each meal. A study found this practice improved colonic transit time by 44% over 6 weeks. These 2 habits cost nothing and require no additional preparation. Days 4 through 7. Layering: add either kefir with ground flaxseed in the morning or beetroot juice with lemon in the morning, not both simultaneously. One addition, observed consistently. The morning drink addresses the microbiome and circulatory layers, while the evening tonic continues addressing MMC signaling. Expected timeline: reduction in post-meal bloating typically begins within 3 to 5 days of consistent evening tonic use. Measurable improvement in transit regularity typically appears between days 7 and 14. The 4 to 8 week window is when the research-documented improvements in transit time become reliably consistent. Before the conclusion, if this video has given you a clearer picture of what is actually happening in your gut and why specific interventions work when others do not, You have just experienced what Golden Glow Senior delivers consistently across every topic it covers. This channel is built for the generation that has earned the right to understand their own biology, not to be handed a list, but to understand the mechanism behind every item on it. Subscribe to Golden Glow Senior now. Share this video with someone over 60 who has been dealing with bloating, sluggish digestion, or persistent post-meal fatigue and has never had the biology explained this clearly. Turn on notifications. The next video examines what happens to the gut microbiome specifically during sleep, and why the 6-hour window between dinner and waking may be either the most restorative or the most damaging period in your digestive cycle, depending on one habit most people have never considered. Do not miss it. 7 drinks, 1 ranking, the biology behind each one. Warm prune water provides gentle osmotic effect but does not address MMC signaling. Chia seed water adds bulk but can worsen transit in already sluggish systems. Magnesium water restores smooth muscle contractility through mineral repletion. Aloe vera with lemon repairs the intestinal lining while improving transit. Kefir with ground flaxseed rebuilds the microbial ecosystem that produces the short-chain fatty acids colonic cells depend on. Beetroot juice with lemon improves the circulatory delivery that colon muscle function requires. And the ginger-artichoke tonic, the only drink on this list that directly activates the migrating motor complex, addresses the root mechanism of gut slowing after 60 rather than managing its downstream effects. The gut's cleaning system did not break, it slowed, and slowed systems can be restarted, not with expensive supplements, not with prescription interventions, but with the right bioactive compounds, prepared correctly, used consistently. After 60, consistency applied in the right direction produces results that feel like recovery, because that is exactly what they are.